good.
Now let's see if this. Yeah, we good. We straight. Baby.
You never been
Now,
a day in your life.
neither have you. You touched my thigh one time on some weird shit
I don't regret it.
while we're driving the car. That was the weirdest awkward moment ever. Like you
I don't
don't
regret it.
You guys came to my birthday in matching peach outfits.
no,
The
we
fuck you
didn't.
Birthday,
talking
a
about?
birthday dinner. You guys came to my birthday dinner in matching peach shirts. And Kev said, I came to get Dre, and he was dressed like this. Kev said, I dressed like this first, and then Dre dressed like this after.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I remember.
I do remember what shirt I had, and my shit was striped peach. And I used to wear that shit all the time because I don't buy clothes.
Yeah, I forgot the joint I had. I don't know why it was peach, but it was like weird when I picked your ass up. And then the nigga one time we was at his when I first met his aunts and shit. No, listen, watch this. When I met his aunts for the first time, he tells his aunt,
to me, nigga.
he tells his aunt, this is I think he said this is my male lover, put his arm around me. I say, yo. They was like, oh, okay. I said, nah, don't believe that shit.
They didn't know how to take it. They thought they didn't know if I was serious or not. I said, no, this is my life mate or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But they didn't know how to take it. They was like, and he'd be like, no, I'm not. Don't believe him. Then we was in Virginia. Yeah, but I don't be caring. That's the difference. I don't care.
I do care. You can't say shit like that, dog.
Why not?
So I like women.
Prove it.
My 6 kids don't count.
No. Nah. I know. Well, we're joking, obviously, but I know people who like men with kids.
Yeah, we do. We just wow.
Yeah,
wow, we do.
Dog, I know a couple of them. They got kids, and they
they're gonna hit the kids with the quagmire.
Yo, let me ask you a question. I should have asked you off air. We were off air with one of our guests.
Yes. That's what
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Bro, I kind of had a clue about that shit.
I didn't know.
Like the how the person moved. But it still was a shocker. It was like kind of a shocker, but it was like I knew how he moved. So yeah, maybe.
Dog. And then he said, when he said what he said, and I was like, it hit me. I'm like, and listen, do what you do, but when it comes to something like that, be careful.
But be careful, bro. The homie's still living that life.
Yes, still living that lifestyle, and that's why I'm trying to keep it very vague. But when he said it, I was like, yeah, you say, oh, I knew it, but god damn, now still,
like, do you know what? In that last conversation we had with our guests, like we need to have a whole topic on that subject, bro. Not in particular that person, but just break down why it's so hard. It's a good it's a good male topic, you know. Yes. I would like to talk to some gay dudes. Like, how does it feel coming out the closet? I would like to talk to them, dog, because I really want to know how hard is it
to come out. And there's a lot of people, and let's lay it on a little bit. There's a lot of people who they can't come out the closet because they already built that box around their life, right? They already got. Let's talk about somebody different.
Talk about you.
Wife,
you're gonna come out.
Okay, buddy. If you got the wife, you got the kids, you got everything, and nobody knows. No, cut it out. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. You know how hard it is for a man? Because that's why I looked at it. I was like, listen, at that point, you feel like you can't be yourself, right? If you got all of that stuff that everybody wanted you to have, your mother, your father, your cousins, your brothers, everybody wanted you to have. Fuck.
And this lifestyle.
That lifestyle.
Yeah, just say that lifestyle.
Looking at, because something happened with my computer. And now you just you ain't gonna come out and say, hey y'all, I like doing this other stuff, because they're gonna be like, well, what's gonna happen with all that? Yeah, fuck all that. You can't.
Would that be considered like almost like a man cheating? Like I guess it's got to be that equivalent, maybe 10 times harder. Like you probably love somebody else, but you're in this relationship and you don't want to leave that person, but you're just going to stay with them anyway, even though you have somebody else you love, and you just don't want to tell a person like, look, I'm no longer in love with you. I found something different, and that's who I want to be with. But I guess it got to be that on steroids, because not only are you leaving your partner, like you're telling the world that you have a completely different lifestyle that you want to live. I mean, it's more acceptable now.
Still a different type
It
of
don't
fear.
matter.
It's still just a different type of fear, especially when it comes to like, and this is just me assuming, like when it comes to family, people that you've grown up with. I would assume that they're worried about the judgment that comes along with it. And like how Dre was saying, their life is to a certain their life is all to certain specs, and now they have this dream life that everybody else say that they should have, but in their mind and in their heart, it's not what they want. So basically, in all reality, you're just living a lie and a facade for someone else, and not finding the true happiness for yourself.
Let me ask you a question. And this is not true for none of us before we all joke. This isn't a joke, and I do want to have this conversation with just somebody who we can trust their opinion on because they actually maybe been through a portion of it. If you, I know you're not, just try to put your I'm one of those guys. I could be empathetic. I could put myself in their shoes without actually being there. I look at shit like, yo, what if that was me? You know how much I love that lady in there? You get what I'm saying? And have to tell her like, yo, I feel like this. You probably die with that secret, my nigga.
You know why? There's why probably even harder. Because if you was to leave her for another woman, in the back of her mind, she
You said
thinking
woman.
that.
I want you to
Listen, I
understand
know,
what I'm
but
talking
listen,
about, though.
I know what you're talking about, but listen, hear me
Let
out.
them finish. I know where you're going with this.
No. Say no, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm joking.
A woman can understand you leaving her for another woman because in the back of every woman's mind, there's a chance that you might fall out in love with her and go back to her.
Right.
But in the complete form of change your sexuality, you don't find women attractive at all, and you don't want to be with them. So she automatically knows in her head, there's no shot in hell. You love the same sex, so there's no shot for her.
It's like
So that's had to be like a death knell for them, because that's most women I hear when they find that shit out, it's like a death knell for them. They take being cheated on easier by a woman than they do, their man cheating on with a woman than their man cheating on them with a man. It's like a death knell.
I feel like it's just for them, they've been focused on one species to be the competition. You like women? Women is my competition, and I'm the top for you. I'm the number one woman in your life. No ifs, ands, or buts. And I'm gonna make sure I prove that. And then to find out that, holy shit, I'm in competition with a whole nother gender. You know what I'm saying? And how do you compete with that? If a man is into other men and you're a woman, you're not going to win that battle. And that's probably more heartbreaking than anything to be. I mean, you got to think, you're living with this person, you're starting a new life, or you've had this life for a long time, and now it comes crumbling down because of everything that you once knew is gone over another form of competition, in a sense.
She felt like when Michael Jordan left basketball for baseball.
I mean,
yeah. But do you come? But do you come? And what you saying that? Do you come back to basketball after that?
No, this nigga never coming back to this nigga never coming back to basketball.
You know what I mean? Like,
no, never. And she can want him to come back all she wants. It's just not going to happen.
But does she? Does she want him to come back after that?
So I'm gonna put myself in let's say her shoes, right? If that was my wife and she liked women, and it was just one of those things where she just likes women, and it's like, and we get to that point. I mean, I'm probably gonna be like, all right, it's gonna hurt, but I'm like, all right,
It's like, but I'm saying, like, I guess
some people.
I guess it's got to be the male probably might be bisexual, but like one species more. Because I can't believe you always like you. She's like, you gonna eat my pussy tonight. In the back of your mind, you're like, I don't want to do that. I just hate how that looks.
The fact that he said ill.
I just hate
But that, you know what? And I think it's more layered than that because I think you can still love. I think you can still love a person and you can still desire some part of them.
Yeah, I love the
right.
Yeah,
But go ahead.
Facts. I love the ugly motherfucker before, and she was ugly.
I mean, okay.
Have you loved an ugly man before?
Right, exactly. Oh my god.
Exactly.
Shit
bro.
is layered, bro.
I'm trying.
You're right.
Yeah.
It's layered.
Yeah, it's not the same, bro. It's not the same.
No,
you can't categorize it as being the same, man.
It can't be. You know what? Because it's whole social media. Like that's another thing. Where your whole social media changes. It's like they used to seeing you with your wife, your kids, and your family.
See, you assuming that they want to show everybody.
Let me ask you a question.
Why not be?
Let me ask you a question.
20,
and going off of what you said, though, going off of what you said, this whole social media shit, right? Now, a person changes their status, I would say, from being heterosexual to homosexual.
Yo,
right?
You gotta keep it together, my nigga. You gotta keep it together, bro.
I'm not. I'm sorry.
Somebody changed their status, right? Now,
you love your gay man.
Now, do you see? That's crazy. But do you see more often than not when a person goes from being heterosexual to homosexual, their flamboyancy just goes through the roof? Now that everybody knows, it's like they go from one extreme to the next. You don't see that?
No,
you'll never see that.
My cousin, he didn't switch up. He was still Raheem.
Right.
Yeah, but I didn't.
It just was like when he told me, I felt happy. I really legit felt happy for him. I'm like, you happy? Because I was so, dude, I was ecstatic for him.
Nobody was upset about the situation, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Like when Raheem had a conversation with me about it, it was like, bro, I know. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like you don't have to change because you are you. You know what I'm saying? I can tell that, you know what I'm saying? This is the direction that you want to go, and that's fine. But there are some hardcore dudes that end up turning from heterosexual to homosexual, and then they become flamboyant as shit. And even Raheem talks about the shit like that. Like, whoa, that nigga's gay. You know what I'm saying? Like, hearing a gay person call another person gay is funny as shit. I mean, because it's like
white person seems like say nigger.
It's like somebody black calling somebody else black a nigga. But
nigger.
Be a nigger. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Nigger. Like, bro, we the same. You know what I mean? But but it just sounds crazy when I'm like, that nigga gay as hell. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Yo, I'm just saying
that shit is funny, you know, when you hear somebody because when you're friends with gay people and they talk about other gay people, you'd be like, yo,
they use that word, by the way.
Yeah, I'm about to say y'all. That's what I was about to say. Y'all talking crazy,
filthy,
and then they'll be like, "Well, we can say that," and it's like, I mean, and I understand that.
Just
you
like,
know what I'm saying?
Just like filthy, but
nah, just like a white person in a conversation, nigga. The word nigga is just going crazy. The white dude be like, "Yeah, I don't like that black guy either."
Well, first of all, that's crazy to say. Got like that black guy either.
Hold up.
Might as well say nigga, bro. What did you talk about? Nah, in all honesty, though, when it comes to that particular, it's such a layered conversation because I automatically put myself in the position of the person who that has to happen to, like meaning I guess in this case, like the woman who has to deal with, like, oh shit, like this motherfucker. Don't let him be honest about what he was doing during your relationship, because if you really lay everything out and say, wait, how do you know that you are? And the motherfucker say, well, I mean, this whole time when I said I was here, I was really there. And listen, I know this is about to sound crazy, but don't let the nigga be a bottom.
You gotta understand.
Wait, no, let's have a real conversation.
I'm about to have the conversation with you.
Nigga is a bottom. Hold on, I'm gonna land real quick. if the nigga is a bottom, she wants to know that. She wants to know, well, what was you in this whole situation? Because maybe we can get out of this and maybe we can figure something out. Maybe we could try some more kinky stuff in the bedroom, whatever. And he like, nah, you're gonna have to strap up and grow a mustache. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nah.
Dead ass. Because that's it. Nah, that's the equivalent of you find out your girl cheat and you want to know, yo, was the nigga bigger than you? Like
I'm going to ask. I'm sorry.
You're going to ask. So, and when you hear that person is bigger than you, it's like,
I got to put my arm in her shit.
You automatically go in the bathroom and look at your dick like, sorry, motherfucker. Why was I blessed with you?
You crazy. I'm buying the growth cream off of fucking Amazon, trying to figure out how I can make that motherfucker grow. No, we're going to even the odds, nigga. We're going to even the odds. I'm not going to just be the small nigga.
But I'm guessing that got to be the same feeling for the woman. She's
like,
yo,
I don't think it compares.
Or she asking like real shit. No, it does. Because she asking, did you suck his dick? Can you imagine a woman hearing, did you suck his dick? And then that image pops in your brain.
Look at it this way.
That image automatically pops in your brain.
Okay, so when your woman tells you that she cheats on you in general, you're upset. You know what I'm saying? Are you more upset if she fucks a dude or if she fucks a woman?
Dude.
Exactly. Now imagine she's like, you fucked another woman. How could you? How could you do this? And then compared to, wait. A nigga fucked you? Like another dude fucked you? Well, I thought you was doing the fucking out here. That's not the same, bro. It's not the same no matter how you look at it.
No, you're right.
You remember that movie clip with a chick? She was in the shower with her husband.
Here we go.
And he turned around in the shower and she pulled the condom out his ass. Crack.
What movie was that?
It's really a clip.
Something like that.
I do remember something, and I was like, this is stupid. And then just kept scrolling. Because it's like, bro.
But that's a bad way to find out. Like nigga like washing up and she pull that shit up out his ass. Like,
I'm sorry, because your booty hole like that you don't know that there's something hanging out your ass.
The nigga on the 40-year-old virgin.
Oh, and then the nigga who left it there.
Yeah, found the condom on my
He thought it was funny. He thought it was funny.
Right. Well, you won't get outed today, my man.
You're not going to shower? Shame on you.
Nah, you remember the nigga like, he's like, she found out I cheated on 40-year-old virgin. It's like, how she found out you cheated? I still had the condom on my dick.
I remember that.
Yeah, so
that was stupid.
That's stupid though.
But that was funny.
let's be honest. That was just stupid. But in the moment, it was great and it was funny. But nobody has never left a condom on their dick.
Yeah,
I mean, there probably has been people who got caught, but they're stupid.
Nobody's smart who never left.
This is gonna be ignorant of me, man.
Sober. Nobody who's sober.
And I'm just gonna put the disclaimer out there right now.
Yeah, maybe that's better.
I'm just gonna put the disclaimer out there right now. It's gonna be ignorant of me. I apologize in advance.
And he's the only one that shares the views as of right now.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Come on, man. Drop the bomb. Drop the bomb, man.
But maybe his asshole was like numb after the experience, so he went home and it was numbed up. You know, you just took a pounding.
He used numbing cream on
No. I'm just saying, you ever take like bad shit? You just like you still like a little sore, like been constipated before? Maybe
I've never taken a bad shit, and then when I got up, there was shit hanging from my asshole. And I was like, you know
never
what?
had toilet paper.
I don't notice that there's anything between my cheeks. Yeah, extremely well.
Yeah.
Nah,
I'm almost too thorough.
Dog. I'm just saying, maybe the nigga got a little something got stuck. You know, a little bit of juices got stuck, a little Vaseline got stuck.
I need you to stop imagining this.
Just saying,
because you're going into detail that you do not have to go into.
Bro.
On the wrong part of this shit, nigga.
And every time he comes up with a stipulation, another one pops up in his head. Or
they're just
things that can happen to your booty hole.
Maybe my thoughts is getting flooded right now, dog. You don't understand. My thoughts is getting flooded. Like, how this nigga just didn't know. Like, I don't know. Maybe it was his first time with a new lover, and he was like, "Wow, you're kind of big," and he it's like getting a tattoo. It's like getting a tattoo. You get numbed up. All right, we're gonna leave it there.
Yeah, let's leave that.
Okay, let's leave it there.
It's on your mind, bro.
The fact that I told you he was going to the numbing cream. I knew he was gonna go there.
What?
And then he said, you know, and when you get tattoos, you go and get it numbed up first. I told you,
Nah, your tattoo goes numb after a while, nigga.
Nah.
I just think that has to be torture, and I know we always think of it too. Like I told you, I always think of it through the person who's getting screwed over. But if you think about the man, I guess, or women, which I don't really hear about it too much, that has to be torture though. If you really did build a life that you can't enjoy because you can never be yourself. Every day you get up and you got to pretend you like fucking this motherfucker, but you really like meeting niggas over at the hotel and doing whatever you doing. You know what I'm saying? You gotta live like that for so long that you probably hoping to get caught after a while.
Yeah, something to help that release. Like I can't say it, so I'd rather somebody just catch me do it, so it'll just be out on the tape.
But
that's crazy.
That is crazy.
That's a lot worse though. Like you really gonna, especially if you got a family and kids. Like even the kids, like how the kids look at the situation. Like
Bruh.
dad, what was you doing?
I knew one nigga who made the successful transition from 100, quote unquote, 100% one way to 100% the other way in other people's eyes, right? And I think that so he had to kind of get caught. I think because I'm on the outside looking in, he kind of had to get caught, and there were clues that was left. You understand what I'm trying to say? And then somebody say, "Yo, I found this and that," and then it gets talked about throughout the family to the point where it's like, all right, it is what it is. I am who I am, and then the transition begins to be as gay as you absolutely want to be.
Did he have a family? Did this person have a family?
A kid, and
but he broke up. He wasn't with the mother no more.
Nah, but let me just say this. Let me just say this because it's funny. A couple of people that y'all was never mind.
Go ahead, we know
it's about to be funny as hell to me.
Go ahead.
They were probably inside of the same people that a couple of people that y'all was inside. That's what makes it funny. They was out there and like y'all was probably competing at one point.
Me and the nigga
just taking them down.
Oh, that's the same homie that lived down there with y'all.
So you just gonna keep okay. Yeah, but I do clearly. That's why I'm speaking the way I'm speaking. But my point is,
no names.
It doesn't matter now, but I still would like to, because who knows? You know, I'm not speaking ill of anybody. So my point is, taking them down, and had to go the other way. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, like, I guess you know.
I guess you don't know who you truly are until you find out who you truly are.
There you go.
I'm just saying now, the person that like I want to go back to the person that has a legit family. Say the kids got older and have a somewhat of an understanding of what you do. How do you explain that to them? Because when you get caught cheating with your girl, which I have, but when you get caught cheating, you got to explain to your kids like, yo, me and mommy ain't in love no more. I love this person.
Oh, you be giving them all that, huh?
Nah, you had to. Like, you got to explain to your kids. They get big enough. You're like, yo, I don't love this person no more. Boom, boom, boom. Kids will see, you know, your dad has always been in love with a woman. But nowadays, things being like you know, you being gay is like, yeah. How would you explain it? Like your dad,
I think
nowadays your dad don't love mommy, but
it's
they be like,
not as hard as it was when we were younger.
Bullshit.
Trying to explain. I mean, it's going to be hard regardless. If you're explaining to your child while you and the child's mother aren't going to be together anymore, that's a hard conversation.
But they're going to ask you why you got to explain to them like why they're going to ask you, why are you with a boy? Why are you with another? They're going to say boy or man, whatever. They're going to ask you that question. You're going to explain.
You're going to explain it the same way you'd explain anything else nowadays. I mean, the kid. Let's keep it 100. Children nowadays are taught that it's okay to be either or at a very young age through schools, television shows, songs, music, all over the place. It's all over the place. And I'm not here to say if it's good or bad. I'm just saying it's here. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Nowadays, in age and time, it's easier for you to express your feelings about anything because everybody has an opinion on everything. So as you're trying to explain to them why you're this way, they're like, oh yeah, I seen that on Disney, or oh yeah, I heard that in a song. They can kind of relate to a scenario now, compared to it being as taboo as it was when we were younger.
But bro, you still got to go to school.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, you go
niggas
have to,
find
I
out
mean,
shit.
Nah, that's not in every
That's
case
not the
though.
issue,
Niggas
though.
ain't like, yo, your dad. I heard your dad from my mom. Niggas don't know motherfuckers. Yo, I heard your
No,
dad gay with my dad.
and even then, when they're going to school, there's kids who are gay who are with
I'm
other
sorry.
kids. You know what I'm
They
saying?
still,
It's not the same as it was when we were young. You know what I mean? I see this shit with my kids. Like I see what my oldest daughter goes through in school, so I know it's around. You know what I mean? I know that they see it.
All right, that's okay.
And another thing is, you don't even like, as parents, like us type of parents,
But how about
we don't have the thought process to actually have a conversation with our kids to be like, to see where they are mentally when it comes to sexuality and stuff like that. We just expect them to be what they are, kids.
Yeah,
But in reality, this day and age, at their age, they're experiencing different feelings about different stuff.
So listen, I think we're also assuming too.
Yeah,
You're assuming that nobody looks at people,
Who are
which is
gay.
not us, looks at people that's gay and say, nah, I don't want you going over Uncle Jim house because he gay. He gonna get his gay on you. He gonna turn you gay. You know, there's people, and I've seen them, and I've heard them say crazy shit like that and believe it.
That's because just like there's still racists around, accepting gay people has just really started since, it's really starting now. You know what I mean? It's still people who are our age that still have that stigmatism. That's whatever, I can't say the word. Who still have the who still got that thought process of gay people are fucked up and weird people. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
that's not going to change. But what I'm saying is, it's not as taboo. So
it's not as
people feel more easy to discuss issues like that than before. I mean, there's still people hiding. There's still people hiding. There's still people in the closet. But what I'm saying is, now there's so many more references. There's so much of an open dialogue in the world today that when there's a chance to speak about it, even if someone knows that another person is gay and it's hard for them to come out, they have someone to talk to about that. To help kind of coach them in a sense. It wasn't like that before.
Okay. No, that's why.
You know what I mean? Like, it's a hidden. When we were growing up, that shit was a hidden community. Either you knew somebody that was gay because you just knew they was gay, or you knew you felt like, oh, that nigga going.
He's funny.
You know what I mean? Like, something's not right about him. But it felt like it was taboo when we were younger. Now it's not that. It's not the same.
But
There's
the thing is,
parades for the shit, and you know what I mean? Like, people celebrate it. So when you got something that's being celebrated and there's laws that back it crazy, then people feel more open to be who they are. Now, I'm not saying everybody.
So I think you're referring to coming out the closet rather than, hey, I've been
Even
lying
having
to my hold on, bro. I've been lying to my family and my kids for fucking 15 years. I think that's what you're referring to. Coming out the closet is a little different than, hey.
Yeah,
hey,
I mean, either way you look,
my life is a lie.
Either way you look at it, when you come to a point in your life where you realize that you're not happy, when you're in a relationship and you're not happy, after a while, it's going to show. Things are going to happen.
Agreed.
And then there's going to be a point where you're like, yo, I can't do this anymore, or she's not going to be able to do this anymore because something's not working out. And then eventually, when y'all aren't together, even if y'all broke up for whatever the case may be, you are going to go find your happiness. You know what I mean?
How
and then
fucked up would that be? Cuz how fucked up would that be if
the
they broke up with you
will
and
not change though? Somebody's going to be unhappy. If you're in a relationship and you're unhappy, in order for you to find your happiness, you are going to make someone else unhappy. And that's just how it is.
That's facts.
Whether it's your kids, your family, somebody, even if you have to make yourself unhappy temporarily so you can get to your happiness, all parties are not going to be good. But, you know what I mean? So it doesn't. It's an extreme to. I've been lying to y'all all this time, but it's time to set the record straight now. I have to do what's best for me, and it's more open, and it happens more often than it did before because the dialogue is more open. It's more acceptable, and people embrace it.
But think about how they're going like niggas. But think about people our age and older. Like it's still that little bit of hesitancy to accept that person. Let's not be fake about the situation.
Right.
Because not too long ago, if you found out a nigga was gay, niggas was killing him. Real talk. It was like
certain areas,
dudes was getting killed. Not killed physically, but I mean like killing them as far as jokes and bashing them and talking down about them and all that shit. Like this shit, like I can understand in the newer generation, these kids that are like our kids' age now, like 14 to 15, them making that transition or leaving the opposite sex to be with the same sex is going to be a lot easier transition for them. People have an understanding of that. People our age making that transition, they're going to be looked at like their family, their brothers and their cousins, their parents, their grandparents, if they're still alive, is going to look at them funny. It's going to be like, especially imagine, because it happened to people in our family, but imagine your grandmother or your mother, whatever, your mother, your grandmother's there, and you got to go say, Mom, I'm leaving Amy to go be with John. Your family, that shit will fucking silence a household.
Yes, it will.
It was silence. Your dad,
Niggas
because
might stop talking to you.
Yeah, your dad might be of a certain age. Your dad came from the old school thought of like men are supposed to be with women, women are supposed to be with men. That might, it really fucks up it really fucks up relationships sometimes when a man says he want to be with another man. Some fathers are understanding. Some fathers was like, I don't want such and such for a fucking, I don't want that for a son.
Mm-hmm.
Your grandparents be like, if they're really in the church, that goes against God. I can't be accepting that. Don't bring that around me. Like, they don't want you to bring your relationship around them and everything. Go ahead.
And what if you're foreign? No, I'm gonna ask you a question. And what if you're foreign?
People get killed for that shit. People get killed.
Worse.
Motherfuckers get killed for that shit. It's really they still
come to America.
Yeah, they get killed for that shit.
I mean, not that single reason.
Or move to Atlanta.
But that's why they listen.
It's true.
I'm gonna bring it back to what you said earlier. Imagine if you were in those shoes. If you have to explain that or you have to be unhappy, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna sit in silence and just be unhappy for the rest of your life?
Yeah,
bro, if you think you're gonna lose your pops, your moms, maybe your brothers. I'm just being real.
This
like
they know you to be. They know you to be who you are right now. And you're basically saying, hey, nah, I'm not none of that. Now you gotta accept niggas ain't
it's not that easy of a transition. I'm gonna
be 100 with you. There's people out here that end their lives because of shit like that. Because they don't want to be unhappy. Because they're stuck in a scenario that they think they can't get themselves out of.
Yes.
And I'm gonna keep it 100 with you.
Yeah, I just drunk a flask.
You so what? Nigga, you got alcohol in yours.
Oh, keep going, bro.
Yeah. So you have a decision to make. There's gonna be people who don't like you because of what you do or what you want to do. Are you gonna be a person that has to look yourself every fucking day in the mirror and be like, I have to put on this facade for everybody every single day, and this isn't who I want to be. This isn't who I am. How can you reach your potential in life? How can you do anything and find greatness and achieve it and be content, and you're still pulling the facade over your face?
People do it every day.
I was about to say that. Niggas is still doing that now, bro.
Yeah. But at what cost?
Bro,
their happiness.
They don't, bro, because they really got to think.
But it's not being preached like that anymore. That's what I'm trying to say.
And this is going to sound
being preached for people to find their happiness, to be who they are, to reach out. Now, I'm not saying everybody's going to do that, but at this point in time, people aren't afraid to step out of the norm to be who they want to be. It's not the fucking 80s no more. It's not the 90s
I know that,
no
but
more.
let me break this.
We stepping into a new lifestyle period. People are binary. Binary, right? They can be whatever they want to be.
Non-binary.
They can be a PlayStation.
However it is, they can be whatever they, bro. If they want to be a PlayStation, they can be a PlayStation.
Don't
You know what I'm
they
saying?
gonna kill y'all. Don't do that.
But I'm just saying,
Don't do
if
that.
whatever you want to be, you can be. You know what I mean? So if they're expressing that and they're giving that out
Let me
as
ask you.
speech to
Let me
everyone,
stop you. Let me stop you. Let me stop you. Let me stop you. Because I really want to throw this in there, and then I want you to continue. Somebody you care about right now. Okay. I ain't gonna use me because then it's gonna just sound weird. Somebody you care about and that you know who they are. They have a family, a brother, or something like that. Right? You know them to be one way, and then they come out to you. Now I want you to imagine this person, whoever it is to you. You can imagine whoever it is you want. That person came out to you now, and they say, "Bro, I don't know how to tell my family. I don't know how to tell nothing." Like they be fucking men this whole time. You thought they were this. You look up to this person or whatever. You just thought they were a certain person, but they tell you that, yo, I've been doing this the whole time. It's been killing me, but this is who I am. Do you still think that person that you personally know right now, you still think it's easy for them to come out and just change everything that people think
I'm
about
not
them?
saying it's going to be easy. No situation like
Do
that
you
is
think
ever easy.
do you think they're not going to be reluctant to do so? Is my point.
I think that at a certain point, if they came out to me and told me this, that they're thinking about coming out to somebody else or everyone. If they're telling me this, because it's like if somebody tells me that they
Same
haven't
question for
told
you, Kev.
anybody, it's like all right, well, this seems like it's a trial run. Like you're telling me because you want to see what my expression is going to be, but you already know what my expression is going to be. If you know who I am, because I don't give a fuck who you are or how you are. If I fuck with you, I fuck with you. Now,
So your
whatever you
brother,
decided to
so
do,
one of your
what
brothers. I want you to keep it close so you can
I got
understand.
I got two gay brothers.
Not them.
I'm just saying, I have two gay
Okay,
brothers.
but not them.
And
If
The
Cyrus
ugly
came
ones.
to you and said Cyrus had to
That's what I'm
leave
trying
his
to get to.
wife, if Cyrus had to leave all his
my
kids,
father came to me and said, "Yo, son, I need to tell you something."
your father was with your mother, your
I can't
father
even
was with
imagine
your
what
mother.
that's
I'm
like.
just saying, if your
I know,
father
nigga.
Yeah,
was
I
with,
couldn't imagine them together. So it's like
Oh,
it's hard to fathom
I
that.
answer the question. If my brother came, if
I'm about
my
to
brother
say,
came to, if my brother came to me with his kids, and I know him and his kids been together, and his wife and all them been together, I'm like, I would look at him like, yo, bro, you about to fuck up a lot of people's happiness in a fucking thought process. I understand you wanted to be happy, but I think you should have fucking, instead of lying to yourself from the beginning, you should have just been you and not try to make this fucking fault. You made a false life, bro. Your kids are your greatest testament in the world. I'm not saying you can't be you and be your happiness, but you got to be real with them. Like, you are about to fuck up.
but
You
you
about to
telling them
fuck
what
up.
they already know.
No, because
You telling them
I'm
what they
not, bro.
already know.
Because maybe
If somebody's telling you that this is the road, that this is, yo, I've been doing this, but cause, bruh,
you ever see,
dad, whomever, I've been doing this on the side. They're telling you this because one, they feel shitty about the whole scenario. Two,
I can
they
agree with that.
obviously don't know who to turn to, and you're the one who they need to talk to that they trust the most.
keep it real
Three,
with them.
they know they know what's going on. They know the scenario. Obviously, while they're telling you, yeah, you're gonna tell them, bro, you fucked up. But at the same time, are you gonna coach them into being like,
I'm not
you know
coaching them
what?
to stay with
You
their
should-
person, but I
All
gotta
right.
keep it fucking real with them.
Yeah, but it doesn't
Because
change
you
the fact. It doesn't change the fact that you're pushing them
all right,
to
bro.
find happiness. Just because you're telling them what they fucked up on doesn't mean that you're like, but don't go and find
Because
happiness, bro.
listen. Gay dudes that are in the closet be the hardest dudes on people who are gay. The whole time they may have a son,
I've
and
seen that before.
their son, they've been telling their son the whole time, you got like women, you don't be a fucking whatever, the most derogatory term they can use to describe a gay person. They'll use that, and they've been hounding their fucking head, or their son may be in the arts, but their son might be straight, but their son might be in the arts. Oh, you acting like a fucking, hit them with that hard word again. You should be playing sports and leave that bullshit alone. And then you come out to them and tell them you're gay, and they're like, Dad, the whole time I've been a straight man, but I have certain traits a feminine person have. And here you are living a whole fucking lie, and you're trying to push this off onto me. Bro, they do that. That's one. Two, I don't care how you break it down to them. The kid in their mind knows you're never, ever coming back to my mother. You're never going to come back to my mom. Kids and they hope when their parents break up is that their parents somehow, if it's a good relationship and they think it's healthy, that they come back to their mother again. Maybe this is just a fuck up. That's now you see this is like, yo, that's all out the window. You are really fucking, yo, when you do that, you really gotta have and you really gotta stand on your shit. You gotta be who you are, and you got a lot of explaining to do. You gotta explain. Maybe you, yeah, like maybe you've been with your wife for 10 fucking years. She's gonna ask you for 10 years. You've been lying to me for 10 years. You've been wanting this, but the whole time, you know, you've been lying to me saying that I'm everything, but you've been wanting something, not even a different woman, something completely different from them, a completely different lifestyle. You've been living this false lifestyle with me. I gave you children. What if our kids is going to do? What is my family going to, what is my family going to think of me and you?
That's what it comes down
because
to.
That's
what are people going to think?
And so what
are people going to think?
That's what it's all about.
Yeah,
that's all it's about.
But at the end of the day, you will never know what your life is going to be like or how people are going to treat you until you decide to be your fucking self.
Bro, but listen to what I'm saying. If you would have just went from the rip and been happy for yourself,
you went from the rip.
No, you knew it from the rip.
Nah, what if you there's people who experience shit
dog.
And people who want to experience shit never tried it, never had the heart to try it. And then when they decide to try it, they're like, oh, this is for me.
As a straight man,
I think you're oversimplifying.
No, me as a straight man, I never thought of that. If I had any confusion in my life with that, or thinking maybe I like men or women, then you have to say maybe I shouldn't start a family. Maybe I should have a relationship. And if I do like this, let me go that way. You gotta understand. Yeah, you go to be happy, but yo, women have committed suicide over their man leaving them for another man. Let's be fucking real. Kids have fucking not had relationships with their father because their father comes out to tell them they're gay. Let's stop acting like it don't happen. Kids have been disowned because they became. You are happy. You're happy who you're with. You're being with a person that you're in love with. Relationships come and fucking go. You get what I'm saying? You're happy being with somebody that you're in love with, that you're going to spend, but you might lose your family. There's a risk of running that. You might lose your family. That's a huge risk. You might lose your kids, even though it's a part of your family. I'm just saying, you might lose your mother, your grandmother, your father, people, your brother, your sister. You don't know who you're going to. That's why it's such a fucking tricky subject for people, especially if you started a family. It's like, bro, think about how that woman feels when she feels like I'm not woman enough to keep my man. I'm not woman enough to keep. Yo, I used to joke with I mess with my brother sometimes. We used to just crack just to be funny. Like, yo, your girl, your ex left you for to be with a girl. Like, nigga, you ain't have the manhood enough. Listen, bro, let's stop being real. Let's be real. I'm not fucking sugarcoating shit because shit will come out later down in life and you want to either be ahead of this shit or be behind it and trying to explain that shit. I'm not explaining nothing that I did in my past. You get what I'm saying? I'm never gonna get on this podcast and try to explain something I did in my past. I'll explain it right now. But that was a joke. So that woman has to live with that. Like she goes with her kids to the fucking family reunion or Thanksgiving, and there's a conversation in the corner that you somewhat overhear, and you're bringing your kids into that. I don't give a fuck. Kids are cruel. Your cousins is cruel. You got a cousin that hate on you. Yeah, I heard your dad like such and such. That's a fight. You're defending now because you're not mad at your dad, but you're defending your dad right now. You're defending him.
You fighting.
So you don't see the same scenarios happening regardless of if a man leaves a woman for a man or a man leaves.
It's both things you're defending. It's not as bad.
The judgment is crazy, the judgment is going to be harsher, but I don't think the scenario within the facts change.
Bro,
they're going through the same things. It might be deeper to an extent mentally. It might be deeper to an extent to everyone mentally, but you still have to go through the same scenarios regardless of the fact.
Why you don't see it happening more often? Then you see men cheat on their. Why you don't see men that cheat on their women leave their women all the time? Is a frequent rate. Everybody's seen it. It all happen to everybody you know. Why don't you hear at a more frequent rate of men that are in the closet just coming out, leaving their family and telling the truth?
Do you look for it?
Bro, most guys are trying, like we said at the beginning of the podcast, they are trying. We're trying to get caught. I know of a situation. I tell you off air. When we get off air, I tell you the situation.
Yeah,
this motherfucker,
that ain't gonna be easy, bro.
That's not easy.
But that's what y'all confusing me with. None of these scenarios is going to be easy. Whether it's
it's easier. It's easier.
But you're confusing. You're confusing that with, oh no, you got to go with your happiness. No, you're thinking of your kids' happiness. And guess what? Even if he know he would be happy doing something else, he might still. Well, no, he don't. Might he love his wife or whatever is going on? He might want her happiness. His mom might see him and he might be successful to his mother. That might be something that he values a hell of a lot.
Yeah, but so that might not be everybody's.
Hold on. Their happiness might be more important to him than his own. You understand what I'm saying? Shit like that can really weigh on somebody though.
Dre, ask him this question: How would your psyche? How would your psyche be if your girl came and left you for another girl?
If my girl left me, period, for anybody, my psyche.
You gonna answer the question?
It's already.
Question. How would your psyche would be equivalent to her leaving you for a man and her leaving you for a woman?
I don't equivalent a woman leaving a man for a woman the same as a man leaving a woman for another man.
Answer the question.
Are you more embarrassed?
No, I'm not. I'm. If anything, I'm angry about the whole scenario. First of all, my wife will tell you I don't.
You wouldn't question. You're not going to question your manhood.
I don't get jealous about. I'm not even nowhere near the jealous.
Are you not going to question your manhood?
Why would I question my manhood if
I couldn't keep her
question my manhood if a woman leaves me for another man because I couldn't be man enough to keep her from this other man. Now, if she goes to another woman, there's different emotional qualities that she may be looking for if she's leaving me for a woman. Maybe I'm not attentive enough. Maybe she's looking for a more emotional person than I am. Maybe I'm harder. Maybe I'm a harder person than she wants me to be. Maybe she's attracted to a different scenario of that. It's not the same. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't see it as the same in a scenario. And even with that being said, my heart is still going to be broken the same way. Regardless, she's gone. She's not with me. I put my time, effort, money, love, everything into this. You're just gone. It doesn't matter who you're gone with. You're not there no more. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is at that point. I still have to go through the same shit, the same hurdles. You know what I'm saying? If she left me for another dude, now I'm like, what the fuck did I do wrong? But if she left me for another woman, I could never be another woman. So I could never be the person that she actually wanted me to be. The same way a man would feel for a woman. You couldn't be who I want you to be because I love this man. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the man is hard. Maybe he's the soft one and the man is hard. You know what I'm saying? And maybe he wants somebody that's tough and to protect him. You know what I'm saying? Now, I love women. I could never see myself in a situation with another man because that is not who I am ever. This nigga crazy. But but for the people who I know and love who are with men, I understand that they don't want nothing but happiness. And sometimes you got to do what you got to do to get to that point. Sometimes you got to have a real conversation with people and let them understand, I'm not going to stop loving you. But if you want to stop loving me for being who I want to be, that's a choice that you're going to have to make. I'm not going to fucking treat you no different. But if you're going to treat me different, then we can't be around each other no more. And it actually shows me who you really are. Yeah, I might have fucked up to other people. Now, you speaking to your wife, in my eyes, yo, you did dirt. And no matter what scenario you're in, when you do dirt, it's fucking dirt. No matter who you do it with or to, it's fucking dirt. And you deserve to get what you're going to get. But when you're in a relationship, two fucking adults are going to have to be two fucking adults. And you need to explain to this adult who you're living your life with, that you spent all this time with, that I'm fucking wasting your time and you're fucking wasting mine. Okay. And I need you to understand that you might not fuck with me no more.
So how much
this might not go, but at the end of the day, I'm home and I'm unhappy. You're becoming unhappy because I'm unhappy, or I'm making you unhappy. And there's one valuable reason. And it's because I personally don't want to be here, to the point that I've done things to make me not want to be here no more. What are you supposed to do with that scenario? You're gonna keep that forever and just rock out with it until you die and make someone else unhappy the whole time until they be like, you know what? I don't want to be here. I'm the one that's going to break this up. Then after they break it up and they turn around and they find out you was fucking the dude, now you gay. Now you got other shit you got to deal with when you could have just fucking nipped it in the bud when you had the opportunity.
I'm listening to you, so I'm listening to you. How the fuck
was he cooked though?
He cooked. Now I'm listening to you. How you would say fuck now? Say if your dad came out to you tomorrow and say, because this is a real scenario that you're in right now. Say, Kev, I don't approve of you being with a white woman. Would you say fuck your father?
Let me tell you something.
Mind you, would you say
we can have my father on the show? We can have my father on the show. And listen, let me get to my answer. We can have my father on the show, and I've been with a woman that I've stood by and not talked to nobody in my family.
I know.
So it wouldn't
I know that for a fact.
So it wouldn't have mattered.
Was that killing you though?
White, black, you know what I mean? Puerto Rican, Asian, it don't matter.
Was it killing you?
If what killed me the most is that in that particular scenario is that you don't understand where I'm coming from. And if we can't get on the same plane and nobody talks about this, like, because I said it many times, we all need to talk about this like adults. But if this is where my heart and my loyalty lies, then this is where it is. If this is where my kids are going to be, then this is where it is. And you're going to have to figure it out, Dad. You're going to have to figure it out. If my dad told me that he didn't approve of me being with anybody, who gives a fuck what you approve of? I love you to death, but I don't care what you approve of. I'm a grown-ass man. I have to take care of my own household. I got my own kids. If my kids love them, then that's all I need to worry about. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to that, and the only way I would stop being with a person if my kids didn't fuck with them is if they were actually doing harm to my children. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not worried. I'm gonna be 40. Yeah. I'm not worried about what another person in this world wants me to do with my life or who I should be with, because I ain't fucking you. I ain't living with you. We're not paying each other bills. You ain't got to deal with what I deal with on a normal basis. Your mentality is not sitting in this fucking skin. So sorry, it doesn't matter to you. I know what this person does for me. It's obviously not the things that you will or willing to do. That's why I'm here.
I got one thing to say to that. And just let me get it out. When you come out the closet, that shit gonna be fire.
This nigga crazy.
That shit gonna be fire. Crazy, this nigga ain't gonna care what nobody think. He's just gonna be, he gonna be wearing rainbow Jordans, all type of shit.
This nigga wild. I thought you about to spit some fire shit. Fuck out of here, boy. Coming from the dude who has people jumping in his arms, men jumping in his arms. He carrying them down the street. Look. Touching legs of other men.
LGBTQ. let's bring it.
But let's bring it back though. And in all reality, Dre, if someone said to you, "Yo, I don't want you to be with Erica no more," nigga, you're not gonna give a fuck what that nigga think, what that person think. But you know what I'm saying? And I'm not hiding her. And in all reality, none of this shit is easy.
But let's be real.
Being in the closet, I could never imagine what a person has to go through to have a conversation with another person that they love and really, really worry about the opinion that's going to be, put towards them. But at the end of the day, you can't live a lie forever.
But some people get disowned by their whole fucking family. Not an individual. Your whole family don't fuck with you no more. You are basically out there on your own with you and whoever the fuck you with, and you like that has got to be a hard pill to swallow. If everybody cut you off, even if can you imagine now, Kev? Can you imagine your kids saying they don't fuck with you because of that? Bro, I'm not frauding. I love my kids more. My kids not coming to see me, not dealing with me, dog. That will fucking kill me as a fucking parent, because I was sitting in the back of the mind like, maybe I should have made better choices instead of having kids and subjecting them to this. Maybe I should have just been happy from the rip, because I could easily live with not dealing with my family. That's easy, but not dealing with my kids because of my decision. Like,
And
I think I
understand that
waited
shit.
too long. I think you was sitting here. You gotta sit like, yo, I think I waited too fucking long
Yeah,
to
that's
be
a
myself.
crazy scenario, and I agree. But at the same time, I don't think that your kids would be upset with you because of who you decided to love or wanted to be with. They would be upset because of the pain that they're being put through because of the things you decided to do and not be yourself. And I think that's a totally different scenario. They're not mad at you because you decided you were gay and you love a man now. They're mad at you because you decided to cheat on their mother, or you decided to cheat on their father, and you drug their family through all this extra shit of embarrassment along the way instead of you just doing what you were supposed to do from the beginning. And that's where the anger and resentment lies. Because when you're mad at a person, you're not mad. If you had a parent and they cheated on your mom, you're mad that they cheated. You're mad that yo, why you do my mom dirty? Why y'all, you know what I'm saying? Why you not with her? That's what you're looking at. You don't care about that other person. I mean, you might be mad at that other person just because they're part of the scenario, but you're not upset because they love somebody else. You're not upset because they're gay.
Nigga,
I mean, so for the most part, I'm not saying everybody,
Sometimes,
but in the minds of us, when we're speaking from ourselves,
yeah.
I'm not mad at you because you decided that you wanted to love a person of the same sex. I'm mad at the way you did it.
Ain't nobody going to him and Reginald's Thanksgiving fucking you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit takes years for
It
people
does.
to start to say, you know what? Let's go to him and you know, Pepe's luncheon or whatever they're throwing, or picnic. They're throwing a picnic by, like, that shit takes years. And I've
Yeah.
seen it, bro. And it takes years for them to be comfortable in their skin as well, to where they like, yo, I want to throw this masquerade ball or whatever, or you know what I'm saying? And I want y'all to come. You know what I'm saying? That shit takes years for them to make that statement, for them to separate from what they're doing, for them to forgive people, for you know what I'm saying? It's very layered. And I don't think neither one of us could really come up with how it feels on either side.
Couldn't. It's
we don't know what it is,
scenario to be a person that's heterosexual and then to try to put yourselves in the shoes of someone who's not, and are trying to figure out, how can I express who I am to the people that I love the most without losing them, or being an outcast, or you know what I mean? And it's a shame that people have to go through that type of mental stress. You know what I mean? But if I was to tell anybody anything, just be who you are as early as you can be as an adult before you decide to pull someone else into a scenario that at the end of the day you don't really want to, like, especially if you love someone and you don't want to hurt them, you're going to do the opposite. When you tell someone, yo, I don't want to hurt you, that you're telling someone that, but you're actually doing that to them. And that's a crazy scenario to try to pull yourself out of.
Slippery slope.
You know what I mean? And to those that we know who've actually been through that, all three of us, we've never lost any love for them. You know what I'm saying? No matter what they've done in their life, like what they want to do with their life, it doesn't change our views on them as a person, their characteristics. They still who they were when we met them. You know what I mean? They just happen to love or want to be something else, or who they are. You know what I mean? That we initially thought. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's why it's harder for me to look at someone and be like, yo, you would be an outcast, or you know what I mean? We're too progressed as a people now that it's everywhere and it's shown. I mean, it's literally like a lot of times you'll see it and it seems like it's an agenda that they're pushing to try to make it
We'll definitely get into
even
that.
playgrounds, even playing grounds for everyone. And probably that's one of the reasons why. So people don't have to be afraid to be who they are and can actually live that lifestyle without ridicule or judgment. But I'm not saying that what y'all saying is wrong. That shit is definitely in the world, but nowadays it's just more progressed and people are more accepting.
It's more progressive, like I said, Kev. It's more progressive with kids, I say 25 and under. 25 and older is still, it's not hesitation, but it's still looked at with a fucking awkward eye. It's still looked at through the lens of like, yo, this is not right, or the lens of this goes against God. People have them fucking lenses. So I'm not going to, I'm not going to say unilaterally change, because just think about something far as uh was interracial relationships that like now amongst our ages normalized, but in the 70s and in the 80s it was kind of looked at as like a weird thing to do, like you're with a black man or you're with a white, like it's starting to phase out with gay people being, with the world starting to accept gay people for who they are. Is like, is you still have the old of that hatred, but now you got the new with like, yo, just let them live their fucking life. So it's still, you're still in that, it's still that awkward middle that, like you said, gay dudes don't want to come out, or women want to come out the closet, because it's still like, yo, I still got family that is going to look at me through the lens of like, why the fuck are you doing that? Like, that's not how you were intended to be. That's not how you were made. They always said, oh, a man's supposed to be with a woman, or like that. Nobody else does that in any other species. We have consciousness. We know what we are as people. So that's why we do, like, think about it. Some simple shit is like sex. Animals have sex just to reproduce, to have offsprings, to bring, new offsprings, into the world. We have sex as just straight up as pleasure, not to produce, to continue your lineage or your species. You know what I mean? So it's different, man. It's just so different, man. And like, maybe in another 30 or 40 years, a man might be able to leave his woman, his wife, for another man, and is like, oh, okay, I kind of understand the situation. I say another 50 to 100 years, bro.
You'll just check a box,
Yeah, it's like,
gay or straight, and if you feel gay, you'll just check the box. Or if you're not sure, you'll just check the. It's going to be different because they are making. Kev had a point. They are going to make a way for people to feel more comfortable. It's not going to work for everybody because everybody's situation is different, but there will be a way for them to feel more comfortable to say, you know what, I think I want to experiment. I think I want to try, maybe I want to try both. We also forget about bisexuals. Like, it's people who love men and love women and just want to be in love with whoever
yeah,
can give it to them. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's a very layered topic. I would love to get somebody in that is a maybe a round table about it. But I feel like y'all both cooked that shit, bro. Kev cooked today. Kev, he stopped coughing, he cooked. No
that,
coughing, just
that
cooking,
nigga.
straight cooking. He cooked today though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we out.
he woke up and chose violence.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
All right,
gay violence.
we out.